Namaste everyone. Back up in the Himalayas. It's beautiful up here. It's nice to be up at my second home. Very peaceful. Wanted to talk to you about being alone. So yesterday I was inspired by some emotions that I was having. That was triggered by some experiences that I've had in the last days. Okay, so yesterday I felt alone. But what was the cause of that feeling alone? Feeling alone was the effect. So I started trying to work out what the cause was, but not before I'd got to feeling a bit sad and worthless. And of course, alone. When I looked at it, I realised that it was my mental pattern, my egoistic thinking that was causing me to feel worthless, sad and alone. See, I'd met a nice man on the bus coming up to the mountains from Delhi, and we'd had really interesting 12 hours, shared 12 hours on the bus, on the sleeper bus coming up, and really nice conversations. And I liked him. He took care of me, he was really thoughtful of my needs, and like I've already said, he was interesting. His compassion, kindness reflected. He seemed whole. Of course, people can always seem like things, we don't really know, but his wholeness reflected this love and compassion and kindness, and it was beautiful to be a part of. Anyway, we arrived, and he helped me off the bus and with my stuff and into a rickshaw for the last part of my journey, and took hold of my hand as a parting gesture, and he held it for a long time, and it was nice, but it startled me, and I said, right, okay, so I'll see you around then, and I jumped in the rickshaw and off I went, kicking myself because I wanted to ask for his contact details, stay in contact. We'd shared a really nice time. Anyway, I've been thinking about that and how stupid I am not to just ask for this. So anyway, 4 days on, I'm beating myself up for this stupidity, and also telling myself, well, there was no way that he would have been interested in you anyway. You're old, you're boring, you're unattractive, and I've been playing over these fake scenarios in my mind. And the outcome of this thinking pattern is that I felt worthless and sad and lonely, because of the horrible way I've been treating myself. Nothing to do with this guy, even if I'd have had a date with him, we'd exchanged contact details, it doesn't make any difference. That is still me and only me, and what I say to myself. A hot date, I am old, won't fix that feeling, nor does anything else. Okay, so I realised that I have two things to work on after deducing this, and then the whole experience is totally worth experiencing those feelings. One is to, as Pema Chudron says, remain like a log. So when you're feeling a little nervous in a situation and your behaviour patterns, stay still, don't say anything or do anything, whatever it is that's your thing. And two, to try and break this cycle of self-doubt and self-deprecation, because it's not actually true. Well, it might be true for some people. Some people might think I'm old and boring and unattractive, but it doesn't mean that that's true for everybody in this world, and I just don't know any of those things. So I'm telling myself things that I have no idea of whether they're true or not. Might think why I'm sharing this, opening my heart and putting it out there, because I think we need to be aware of where our feelings are coming from. So for example, in this situation of aloneness, a friend actually said, well, why don't you just get on a plane and go somewhere, be around people? Well, that's not going to fix anything, is it? Because actually the loneliest times of my life, I've actually had a boyfriend, and that has made me feel even more lonely, but we won't really go into that. So instead of looking for relief from loneliness elsewhere, See where its roots are. Dig them up. Have a good look at them. Be aware of your thought patterns and what you're doing to yourself. How do we do this? So I think giving ourselves a broad rationale for our thinking. So for example, I was thinking I'm boring. You know, is this true? So am I always being told that I'm boring? Do people enjoy talking to me? Okay, some people might find me boring, but you might find me boring now because I might be going on a bit, but not everybody's going to find that to be the case. And so we need to look with a realistic view. Okay, we tend to concentrate on the negative, okay, and it's fake news. I don't know why we like fake news so much. Maybe it's all the conditioning from our media, but we should just be aware of that energy. Yeah, that energy that we're putting into negative thought patterns, that energy that we're also putting out there, because if you're thinking horribly about yourself, then you're going to be attracting people to treat you in that way too. Okay, so be responsible for your thought patterns, and don't just jump into something that's going to make you feel a little bit better for the moment, because just putting another layer on top of it. Thanks for listening.